Howdy folks, we made a promise to y'all. We would show you our mistakes, mishaps, and failures right along with our successes. And today I'm going to show you a failure and what we're going to try to do to fix it. This is the failure. So this has been our portable chicken tractor for quite some time. Lasted longer than it should have probably, but it worked. As you can see, it wasn't in this bad a shape till I drug it clear around here, but it was starting to fail. These are pine boards from some old pine pallets. They're not very strong, they're real weak, and things just aren't going well. So I had to, and I've got to build, we're getting ready to get out of here. I'm waiting on trim, about 2 more weeks or so worth of trim, and we should be ready to put the place on the market after I install that trim. So I need chicken tractors I can haul with us when we go. I have a 5-foot wide by 10-foot long trailer, which means I need a smaller chicken tractor that I can load up on that trailer to move it. Also, this is just not a very sturdy operation I got going here. So today what we're going to do is we're going to take this chicken tractor apart, piece by piece, board by board. We're going to salvage what we can, and I'm going to build a new one. Now, you guys have seen Luella's little chickens that we got the other day. They need a coop and a run now. They're getting big enough. They need a coop and a run. And we had our egg layers in this guy. So the design I'm going to build with the reclaimed wood from this, I've already built one with some that I had left over from this build. And I'm going to use cattle panels and make like a hoop chicken tractor. I'll use this chain link for the smaller fence because it works good. Remember, anytime you're building anything for chickens especially, I'm okay with this chicken wire up here. See this stuff? I'm okay with that chicken wire for keeping hawks and aerial things out. Do not expect that to keep raccoons and possums and dogs out. They can chew through it. They can end up biting through it. Once again, that was a failure that I had to learn. So this particular design with this style wood, while it was very good, made it easy to work with and all of that, it fell apart with this size wood. And with this style wood, it just didn't work for me. I could have kept trying to patch it, but it just didn't work. And so I've decided, you know what? I need a smaller one anyway. So let's just rebuild this one the right way. And so you guys all know the price of lumber and everything has went through the roof. So I'm going to salvage every little piece that I can salvage, right? So a lot of these boards are still good. Chain link still good. The tin roof still good. The coop itself is still good. If I could just, if I would have built it narrower, I could have just kind of unscrewed it from the coop here or from the run and made it work. But that's not what I did. So I'm going to have to kind of rebuild it. But a lot of that wood's all still good. And so I'm going to salvage what we have and do the best that I can to salvage what I can. Tear it all down. That way I know my available wood. I'm not going to start building anything until I get this all tore down. So that is what we are going to get started on next. So I'm not going to set up like the video and make you watch the whole thing. I'll just kind of show you kind of step by step. Once I get it tore down, we'll show you that, right? That kind of stuff. Show you the new coop. Show you some of the building process on it. You'd probably be more interested in that than the destruction. Anyway, destruction's pretty easy. It's the rebuilding, right? That makes it a little harder. Guys, thanks for watching. If you like the content that you see, please like and subscribe to our page. Thank you for watching this on Rumble as well. Those of you that have been, really Rumble was just a backup for when YouTube decides to throw me off one day. I do lots of Bible teaching too. And so they haven't liked a lot of my content that I put out there. So I assume they're going to kick me off one of these days. So Rumble is really just a backup, and I think it's probably more popular than our YouTube channel, truth be told. So thank you guys for watching our Rumble stuff too. We're leaving Egypt on Rumble channel. On YouTube, we are leaving Egypt and also built on Faith Homestead is what I think we got wrote down there. So please like it and subscribe no matter what thing you're using to watch this through, and we will get to work. Thank you guys for watching. Once again, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. That go a long way to helping us out, guys. Want to show you, like I said, our failures and hopefully our successes as well. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll bring you through the rest of this story today. A couple hours later, I'll show you what we got. Pure destruction, right? So it's all been taken apart. Still got some nails and screws and stuff in it. I've been saving them as well because they don't give that stuff away either. The ones that are usable anyway, not the ones that are all too bent up and crazy. But what I can, total destructo. Now it's time to take some measurements of the trailer, make sure I've got the measurements right again, and I will build the chicken coop. I almost said hunting blind because I got my mind on hunting instead of chickens. I'll build the chicken coop to fit the trailer, and we will go from there. I'll catch you guys up here in just a little bit. All right, guys, thanks. So you've seen yesterday's destruction, destructo cupo, and today is build new cupo. I started on it yesterday evening. It got dark on me. I had to get a few other things done, but I was able to work on this for a little bit here and there. And we'll kind of show you what we've got done, what we've got started anyway, and kind of show you my thought process along the way. I've already built one of these, and so I know some of the mistakes I made building the first one. I have no plans building the first one right. It's just kind of build it as you go, plan it as you go. And so this time, kind of had a few plans, a few better ways of doing it. Probably had some things I should have recorded yesterday that I didn't record. But I want to show you. I didn't figure you guys really just want to watch like 2 hours of me building on something. That would be kind of boring, I think, maybe. Maybe not. Who knows? Maybe that's what you do want to see. But I'll show you guys kind of what we've got going here. So we've got the hoop coop, as they call it, right? So this is the base of this wood base that you see is built to sit into that little trailer of ours. So when we move, we can pull this right up onto the trailer. We can lock the chickens in the coop, pull this right up onto the trailer, and be good to go. So these beams right here that I've built out of that really thin, remember I know there's 3 boards here, that sounds like a lot, but those are those little pallet boards, so there's not as much as you think. But those beams are going to be our pulling beams. That means I'm going to wrap the ropes around each side. I cut my finger yesterday, that's a band-aid. Wrap my ropes around each side of those and pull against those 3 beams, that block beam. I have got it, this one's actually just in here. It's not been screwed in yet. I have got it studded into this little end piece here. I've got lots and lots and lots of screws into it, and everything should hold well. I'll put in some more of these. I'll put in angle piece like this. I'll screw it to the beam. Put in another angle piece. I'll screw it to the beam, and everything should lock in really good. I just moved the new one again today. Everything's really solid and seems to work good. As you can tell, the cattle panel stopped short. So these are 2 cattle panels in here. And everything, and it stops just short of the end of this, but that's actually okay. So my coop is actually going to sit right here. The next time you see this video, it'll probably be, this whole thing will be turned around. My coop will sit down in here. The reason I did these gaps in this beam is so that I've got a place to put my frame board coming up for my chicken coop. That's why I did a gap on this side, did a gap on the other side for a door. I didn't do the gap for the door on the other one, and I ran into some issues with my door that are easily fixed, but I still ran into some issues because I had nothing to really anchor it to. But anyhow, this is kind of where we are right now. I will attach this beam. I'll attach my angle brace pieces to the beams and back to the main frame. And then I will probably turn this thing around and I will get to work on the coop section that will sit right here. I'll have a tin roof run angled down back into the coop. Yes, that puts the water in their run, back into the run, sorry, not into the coop. Yeah, that'll put the rainwater into their run, but it won't have it running on me and my wife when we go and get eggs, which I'm sorry, but I would rather the chickens get wet than me if I can do that. And then this side is just like the other side, exactly the same. And this side will have our door, and that's why there's a gap here. And I like to be able to pull it from both directions. Now, most of the weight is going to be on that far side over there, so I'll usually pull from that end where the coop is. But if I need to adjust something or move it or whatever, I want to be able to pull it from this end as well. That's why I have one of these big beams on this side too, anchored in multiple ways. I still got to do the brace pieces along the side there, the angle pieces that'll help brace everything together really tight together well. Still got to get that done this morning. And then here on this section, you see it pretty well comes right up to it. This will have a door on it here, solid wood door like the other one. We really liked that. Framed out. I'll have a latching system on it. We'll have a latching system on the doors on the chicken coop. Be good to go there. We'll wrap the whole thing in chain link, and then up here I will put just regular chicken wire to help keep any hawks out, so we can put smaller pullets in here and not have to worry about the chickens getting eaten by the hawks. These were my tomato cages last year, so yeah, still got some tomato stuff on there. But anyway, that's kind of where we're at this morning. We're going to get to work. No time to waste. It's not going to fix itself, right? So I went to bed last night, slept all night, got up this morning, did a few things, got our animals fed, did some praying and those sort of things. And this didn't build itself while I was doing that stuff. So I guess we will get to work and get to building. You know, it's amazing in the world that we live in. They want to outlaw things like boomsticks, but then boomsticks they don't fire themselves. They just sit there and don't do nothing. This coop, all of this stuff put together that I put together yesterday evening. When I woke up this morning, it wasn't any more finished, and I even give it a head start. You know, they try to tell us that we all come from nothing. I give this thing a head start last night, and it didn't finish building. So I guess Darwin's natural law didn't work on my chicken coop anyway. Alright guys, I know it's not a living thing and da-da-da-da-da. Go ahead and argue with me. It's okay. We'll have that conversation later. But we'll get started on this thing, and we'll see what we can get done today. Hopefully, I'm hoping to finish it today, but you never know what kind of things may come up. Chickens and rabbits and eggs and chicken meat and all of that is not my primary goal through the day. My primary goal is to serve the Lord, and so we'll work on this and get done what we can, and if we need to go do something else or talk with somebody or take out of here or go do some more praying and go do some more studying, that's what we'll do. But we're going to try to work on this today for a little while. And what I like to do, so I know this is getting longer than I mean for it to, but what I like to do, honestly, is when I'm working on stuff like this, I'll have either my Bible app going on audio, or I'll have some sort of listening to some sort of debate about pre-tribulational rapture versus post-tribulational rapture, or Calvinism versus Arminianism, or evolution, a biblical look at whether or not we're talking about an old earth or a young earth, and all of those good things. A lot of times I'll be listening to that stuff while I'm working as well, and pondering on what it is that I've been reading, what the Lord has me to read. So that's kind of how this things go for me. But anyhow, we will get back to work on this thing. Once again, I'm just standing here. The nails are all right there. The hammer's next to the nails. The boards are all right there. The saw's there, but none of them is operating themselves. It takes an operator. It takes somebody to actually get in and do the work, I guess. So I guess I better get to work. All right, guys, we'll catch up to you. We'll show you some of the progress along the way. Thanks for watching. All right, wanted to give you guys a quick little progress update. So there's the beams at the front of the hoop house that we talked about. There's Luella playing our tricycle. So there's the beams. There's the angle pieces we put in, really solid, everything up good. I put this cross piece in for two reasons. It was kind of bowed in the center, so I tried to push the thing back together some. And then I can also, my ramp where my chickens will use, or our chickens will use to go up into the coop, I can mount it to that. That way it's not dragging the ground when we move it, so we can move it forward or backward and it won't be a problem. And this is our basic frame for our chicken house, for the coop itself. So tin roof will sit up here. Down here I will use a wire, like a chicken wire, on the floor. That way they can poop in the chicken house and the poop will go right down on the ground. We won't have to clean it out. All we'll have to clean out are the nesting boxes, which will make it nice. We'll build a little ramp from this board up to the bottom of the coop, and we'll put our nesting boxes up kind of high. You can see the framework, the extra framework there, running right across there. That is for the framework for the nesting boxes. And other than that, you can tell we put angle pieces in here, really solided? I don't think that's a word. Made this structure really solid. It's not going anywhere. It's there. I think what I had to learn, so I usually speaking, I overbuild everything. But I wasn't used to working with this small, really brittle, flexible pine pallet wood. It just, I wasn't used to working with it, so I had to really overbuild it, I guess. But it is pretty solid now. I don't think it's going anywhere. So we will keep finishing this chicken house up. Once we get it finished up, then we'll wrap the thing with chain link, put the chicken wire on the top. We also got to build the door, so we need to do that as soon as I'm done with the chicken house. Alright guys, thank you guys, stay tuned, and we'll show you the rest of the build. I want to show you guys real quick the kind of guts of the chicken coop, I guess I would say. Before I put the sheeting on the outside and the roof and all that stuff, we're going to make sure that we show you this, kind of the guts of it, just real quick. Nothing too fancy. So we've got our nesting boxes there, right? We have got our walkway form up in front of the nesting boxes. We've got our little ramp inside the coop for them to go up. Of course, here's the chicken wire. It's kind of hard to see on here, but chicken wire. Nesting boxes are up off the floor of the coop. I'll go around and show you this this lip on the coop here. Here's the lip on the inside of the nesting box, so we can put straw here. They'll come in, they nest. This lip really helps. It helps them feel real secure. And here it has them use the nesting box more. I had my very first chicken coop I ever built. I didn't put that lip on because I had never had chickens and I didn't know. And they started nesting down below the nesting boxes a lot instead of up there. So if you're wondering why the nesting boxes are up so high off the floor of the coop, mostly just because we like to be able just to open it up and the eggs be right here. We don't have to hunch over or none of that kind of stuff. Yeah, this has still got a little bit of chicken poop left on it from whenever this was the failed very first chicken tractor I ever built. Failure. So this is all reused parts. The only thing that I've used on here that we didn't have, that we didn't use on the old chicken tractor is the cattle panels. And I had them from the garden. I'll have to buy some new cattle panels when I go to put the garden together. So, I mean, theoretically, I bought cattle panels if you look at it that way. But even a lot of the nails and screws I was able to save and reuse. Some of them were too bent up and I have to use new ones. But for the most part, this is all reused stuff. And it's coming together real nice. The coop itself is very solid. The run seems really solid. I can move it without a lot of creaking and popping and all that good stuff. So, way better design than the first one I did. First one I did, I guess I wasn't thinking very clearly. But you know, that's how it goes sometimes. Failure. Let's talk about failure for just a second, right? Our kids need to learn to fail every once in a while. Not to put them in a situation where they fail purposefully. But understand that you're going to fail sometimes. You're going to make some mistakes. And it's not the end of the world. It's really not. You learn from it, right? I don't like the idea, I never have liked the idea of like, you got to learn to be, right? You got to learn how to lose. I get the thought process behind it, but it just seems ignorant to me. learn how to lose, right? No, you need to learn that you lost and why you lost, and then make corrections and get better the next time, right? But you're going to fail. You're going to mess up, and it's not the end of the world. When you do mess up, make those corrections. Sometimes they're hard. Sometimes it's a pain. Sometimes it's a lot more work, but it's corrections, right? Make those corrections and go on about your life. Learn from it and try not to make the same mistake again. And that's kind of what we're doing here with this coop, is just try not to make the same mistakes again. Make it where it's, where it's movable. Sorry. Make it where it's movable, where we can move it whenever we move, hopefully, Lord willing. And it'll be a lot better deal when it's all said and done. So anyhow, we'll keep working. I'll show you probably just the finished product when it's done, for the most part, hopefully with chickens in it. But nothing too fancy. I still got to build the door. I got to put the sheeting on, put the roof on, and then build the door, and then I'll wrap it in chain link and all that kind of stuff. So I can get to work. Once again, it ain't gonna build itself. Stay tuned. We'll show you the rest of the crazy chicken coop tractor thing. Thanks, guys. I wanted to show you guys the progress we made yesterday real quick. It won't take very long. Moved a little slower yesterday than I thought I would. I wasn't thinking real clear. I was making a lot of mistakes. A lot of frustrating mistakes, like nothing too big of a deal. Forgetting measurements and having to remeasure stuff seemed like 4 or 5 times, and all that good stuff, which happens every once in a while. Everyone has those days, I guess, and yesterday was mine. So I did not get nearly as far as I thought I would. I actually thought I'd get done yesterday, and I didn't even get close. So let me show you kind of where we're at this morning, show you the mayhem of what happened yesterday while all working, and go from there. How's that sound? All right, so as you can tell, I still don't have a front door on. All right, we just got the hoops here. I do have the coop house almost done. I got to put one more sheet of roofing material. It got dark on me last night, and it's hard to nail roofing in the dark. But here's the coop, right? There's the door. Got it, like I said, mostly done. I got to put the front door on it still for the chickens and the ramp. And then I also have to put on the back door here that will hinge down. So something I do want to point out, you see these little gaps here, like this piece of wood was just really uneven along the bottom side, and I probably should have flipped it over and put the uneven side up where the nesting boxes are, so it wouldn't have been near as a problem. But I'm not too worried about it. Truth be told, a little extra venting won't hurt anything. The same way, so I'm going to fill that gap, right? There'll be metal roofing over that. But like this cut here, I didn't do a very good job, right? Like I said, yesterday was a rough day. I come down with my circular saw and kind of missed my mark here, starting about here. And but that little gap in there, if you can see that, isn't going to hurt anything. First of all, this is a chicken coop. This is not a house that I'm trying to keep plugged up and dry. If it were, I would redo that. But this is will help with some of the venting here in the chicken coop, because chickens struggle a lot more with heat than they do cool weather. I got that cut a lot better. As you can tell, still got a little bit of a gap there. But once again, same thing, just a little extra venting. Plus, if you remember, I'm working with used and reused. Some of this stuff, it's third use around. So nothing's straight. Everything's a little, all my boards are a little crooked. Everything's kind of, you gotta be careful about splitting wood and that kind of stuff, splitting it all out. But it's coming together. My goal today is to finish this thing. I got to get it done. Get the chickens in here. I know they say you should move them at night into the coop, right, and then just let them come out of the coop in the morning. That's probably not going to happen. I'm probably going to get it done and then just put the chickens right in it. And tonight, after dark, or right about dark, I'll come out and put the little pullets up in the coop. I do that for a couple nights, and they'll be good to go. Something else I did do also, which is not a big deal, but I just wired together the cattle panels, the 2 cattle panels here. So when I say mistakes yesterday, I'm talking like started building the coop on the wrong side of the run type mistakes. Like, just was not thinking clearly yesterday at all. I don't know what my deal was. I have those days every once in a while, I guess. And I guess everybody does. So I had like part of it, I just had like the front, like where the door is now, where the little hole for the chicken door is. Only I had it on this side and flipped around the other way. And I was looking and I was like, man, something just don't look right. And I noticed my big gap on the other side, and I'm like, yeah, the cattle panels don't end over there, but that's okay, because that's where the coop. And then I was like, oh, you big dummy. You started building the thing on the wrong side of the chicken run here. So, I don't know what I was thinking. But it is what it is. It's good now. Got it fixed. It was only the very front. It was like the first boards that I put up, right, for the framing. I was able to take them off and move them, and it wasn't a big deal. But it was little stuff, like it was like that, right? And then, like I said, little stuff, having to measure and remeasure and measure and remeasure again, because I kept forgetting measurements in my short walk from my my working station to my saw where I'm cutting stuff up, and I have to go back and look and all that good stuff. But anyhow, we will get back to work on it. All right, I want to show you guys a couple little deals. It is raining. A little misty rain, but we'll show you guys kind of what we got going on now. Alright, so here was the mayhem last night. I knocked my box of nails down, and so I got a whole bunch of nails on the ground I'm gonna have to pick up, especially before I pull old Blue / Trusty Rusty in here. Alright, so here's our ramp going up to our chicken coop where they can go in. I didn't have to rebuild that ramp. I didn't take it apart completely. I just had to saw one end off. And hey, it fit just fine. Here is our door, framed out. Those hinges are reused once again, used and reused. Open the door up, be able to go in there. Excuse me. Take you guys around to the back. Show you our, right, here's our door with our nesting boxes. Here are what's keeping our nesting box door up. Besides it being a tight fit, is those boards come up, fold that down, voila, be able to get your eggs out. We'll put some straw in, hopefully they won't be too bad. Take out that scrap piece of tin. And now what we need to do is wrap this thing in chicken wire and in chain link. So I will put the chain link down low, just one layer of it all the way around, and then I will put the chicken wire up top. I'll use the chicken wire to close this gap from roof to cattle panel. I'll use chicken wire to close that gap, and we will be done as soon as this thing is wrapped. And it will take a little bit to wrap it. I may set the tripod up here in just a second and record some of that, but this is what we're working with. We're just got to wrap it, man, and we're done. I don't know if my chain link piece is going to fit, so this is definitely different dimensions than the old chain link, or than the old tractor. If you hear a noise in the background, I'm listening to a debate. But anyhow, I don't know if it's gonna fit. No idea. Completely different dimensions. It's definitely big enough, but if the cuts for the chicken coop aren't right, I'm not sure how I'm gonna do it just yet. I know I'll have to cut some off in general, which is fine, but I'm not sure exactly where I'm gonna put everything just yet. Anyhow, come tag along, we'll get this thing wrapped up, and hopefully we'll show you some chickens in it before the end of the day. Okay, so here's what I was talking about with the chain link that I was worried about, but I think I have a solution where I don't have to go way up there, cut another giant thing of chain link, drag it clear down here. I think I have a solution, but I want to show you. Okay, see here, chain link up, 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 down, See here, chain link down, 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 cornering over. What that is the old back of the old Coop. As you can tell, this is cut at a relatively right height already. And then it comes around here, and we're clear over here once again before we start coming back up. Now, what I have to ask myself is this height with the chain link high enough for me? And I think it is. I will go from here all the way to the other side with chicken wire. Now on this side I will only have to go from here to the other side with chicken wire. It won't be quite as much. I have the chicken wire already from the old Coop. There's a lot of it. I got more of it down at the very first non-mobile chicken coop I ever built. Very first one I ever built was non-mobile. Has logs planted in the ground. It was awesome. And then I got this wild idea that I wanted to be able to move them with my tractor. Like an idiot, I should have just left it alone, I guess. No, I'm just kidding. This is way better. It's just taking me some getting used to. But I think we're good. I think we're going to work with it. All right, guys. So we'll set you back down, get back to work now that we got all this halfway situated here. All right, guys. We'll get back to you later. All right, guys. So here's the deal. Got the coop done. Got the run done. And it's getting ready to go on its maiden voyage. So, chicken wire up top. Keep the hawks out. Sealed out around the door. Nice coop door or run door latching system. Should work good. Chicken wire, chicken wire. Everything's good. This next move scares me a little bit. So I've got it hooked up here to the tractor. I'm gonna pull it to where I need to pull it to. But this is a really long move. See, most of these moves I only move it the length of the chicken run at a time. This is a long drag, and what I have found is this is when I tear stuff up, typically. But this is the maiden voyage, and you know what? I thought, hey, why not? We're sharing in our failures. We're sharing in our successes. Why not take you guys along? guys just went for a ride on a 1952 Harry Ferguson tractor I bought many years ago. Points weren't hitting quite right on it, so I got it cheap, got it home, toyed around with it, and got it working. Let's look here. I think everything seemed to hold up really, really well. Now, I'm no fool. I praise the Lord for that, because anything bad could have happened at any moment. So now, we're going to go get our chickens, our pullets, and kick them loose in here. Let them have a good time. Next time you see this video, pullets will be in the pen. Alright, there you guys go. Buff Orpington pullets in their new growing out place. Same little water they've had, same little feeder they've had. I did put some feed up in the coop, hoping maybe that would help. We'll see. We will see. But anyhow, here they are, just hanging out, eating, chowing down on some grass, going crazy on some bugs, digging worms, already doing things that chickens do. So we'll show you our couple of setups here. Setup number 1, cattle panel, chicken run, chicken coop, pull it with the tractor and them ropes. Setup number 2, cattle panel, chicken coop, pull it with the tractor and the ropes. I just put these guys on new grass. They was here for 2 days. They ate it clean down to nothing. So I just give them a little move. They'll have this down to nothing. And we'll give them a little move again. And we'll be good to go. So basically, my thought process is every day, every other day, whatever it is, we just keep these guys moving, keeping them on fresh grass and fresh bugs. So the pullets are chasing each other over a worm right now. Give them a little bit of feed along the way. By a little bit, I mean they got it free choice all day, anytime they want it. And that's it, man. Just keep on keeping on, you know what I mean? Working out good. I need to go ahead and go get the egg basket. I ain't got eggs yet this morning because I was wanting to finish that coop up. My wife's got something she's got to go to here in a little while. Yes, sir. So these are a little bit different. Egg there, a couple eggs there, and a whole bunch of them here. So these two builds are a little bit different. I built this one a little different, built this one first, but the big chickens is in. And that, as they say, learned me for the second one. Oop, sorry guys. Things we liked, things we didn't like. It's hard to do one-handed. That's why I don't film as much as I should. There we go. Things I liked, things I didn't like. Moved them around. Built it different. A little bit here, a little bit there, but generally the same concept. And these seem a lot more solid, not as crickety when I move them. The whole thing moves. So the old one, the middle section, it kind of start to bow in when I would turn, and finally the back end would come around with it. And so this is a whole lot better setup. Sometimes you're gonna fail, and you just got to pick yourself up, man, and give it another shot. Try something different, and then if you're gonna do it again, so right, I tried a different thing. I built this first one, the big chickens are in. I learned what I liked and what I didn't like about it. And made the second one, I think, even better than the first one. The first one's great. Nothing's going to happen bad with it, I don't think. The second one, ain't nothing going to bad happen with it, I don't think. Just things that made the build faster was mostly the second one, besides already doing it once. Yeah, like I said, really, really solid. Plus, I did the gaps in the bracing. So if you're wanting to know why, like this end here, you can see that big beam back here with the 3 boards, and then there's that little gap piece there. than this front board. Why did I do that gap with that beam? Well, the reason why I did that gap was so that I'd have a place for my leg of my chicken coop to go. Well, I thought about that on this one when I built the coop, but I didn't think about it when I put the door in. So I just had to put some blocks of wood right on the beam and then screw to the blocks, and they're already, I can tell, going to cause some issues. I might have to come up with something a little different. Some board that's not as brittle, maybe. Use some of this plywood, maybe it'll work better. But just stuff like that, right? Stuff just to make it go faster. So please, please, please don't give up. So if you're wondering what that brings us up to, we just got basically 2 groups of chickens now. We butchered our grow out rabbits the other day. They are in the freezer. Plus we butchered Aunt Jemima, rabbit formerly known as Aunt Jemima. We butchered her because she just 3 times in a row she lost her litters of babies, and I probably put up with it too long, but 3 times in a row was enough. I butchered her. Got her in the freezer as well. All of our grow outs are in the freezer. I don't know if I did show you guys while we're showing around. I don't know if I showed you our newest babies, and yes, they're cute, and yes, they're just going to get growed up so that we can butcher them. But here's our newest baby rabbits right here, hanging out. All right, say hi. Say hi. Our newest group of rabbits there, growing, doing good. Scarface, there's what we call her. We'll show you right there. See that black across her face? It's just fur. It's just a different coloration of fur, but we call her Scarface. She's a good mama. She raises good babies. She had a smaller litter this time than what she usually has. She only had what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 this time. Usually she has like 10. She only had like 5 this time. You know, whatever. It's all good. They've all lived. Ain't none of them died. And she is doing a really good job taking care of them. And so that's what we're up to, man. A couple of batches of chickens, some rabbits. Good to go, right? More importantly, everything is in a place where it can be moved now. So that's good. That allows us to move our animals with us when we go to move later on. And so this is it, man. This is the setup, and we will catch up with you guys next time. Thanks for watching a little bit of our chicken build, chicken coop 2.0, 2.5, whatever you want to call it. I can see they're contemplating going up the ramp now to go into the coop just to check it out. All right, so thank you guys for tagging along. I didn't show you a piece by piece build because I kind of thought nobody wants to watch me tinker around on this thing for 4 or 5 hours. So anyhow, got it built. And thank you guys for watching. If you like what you see, please like and subscribe to our page. If you don't like what you see, like and subscribe anyway so you can make fun of me, all right? We'll catch up to you guys later.